Today I'm going to be going over some Pinterest marketing strategies. So I'm going to show you how I've been able to grow some of my Pinterest pages, and specifically my Beachfront Decor Pinterest page, to 982,000 monthly views, over 28,000 followers, and on a 30-day basis, outbound clicks, I send over 5,000 outbound clicks to my website and to other affiliate links as well. So I'm going to show you some of my different strategies that I use for Pinterest. This is going to be basically a getting started guide. If you just created your Pinterest page, this is where you want to get started with, so you can start to increase those impressions, increase those saves, increase those outbound clicks, and drive more traffic to your website, because that traffic can turn into sales. So the very first thing that you want to do when you're setting up your Pinterest page, and I actually just created a new Pinterest account. So this is the business that I'm building through Surfside Niche, brickpop.com. So if you're interested in more information, then you can actually join my membership program by going to surfsideppc.com/membership. But what you'll see here is I just started with Brickpop. So 14 impressions so far. So we're starting to get a little bit of impressions. You got to start somewhere. I actually created this Pinterest page yesterday. So if we come over to my profile, the very first thing I want to go over is when you come in to edit your profile, you want to start by making sure you create a really good profile image. Now, I may end up changing mine, adjusting these colors a little bit, because I think I can make my profile image pop a little better. If I click on this drop down here, I really like the Beachfront Decor image, so trying to replicate that with this is something I'm probably going to be doing. Maybe making this white and making the background pink. So that'll be the very first thing. Naming your account, making sure in this About page you add all the information you need to about your website, including incorporating some of the toys you're going to, or some of the keywords you're going to target. In my case, educational toys, Montessori toys, STEM toys, and more, child development. And if we scroll down here, even more, best toys for any kid. Okay, so website, username, and then this is the very first thing I would recommend doing. Now, if you have a retail location, if you want to add your phone number, you can do that as well. I don't have a physical retail location, just a website. So the main thing that I'm going to be doing with this profile is making sure that I'm pinning really nice visual Pinterest pins for all the different blog posts that I'm writing that will highlight all these different toys, and trying to get people to click on my pins and hopefully shop from my website. So that's basically the goal with Pinterest. But the very first thing you want to start with is just making sure your entire profile is completely set up. You have a nice image in the background here. The other thing that you want to do is make sure you verify your website. So very easy to actually verify your website. I just verified mine. Let's see if we come over to our business hub. It's saying website not claimed, so we'll see what this says. So if we click on claim website, basically add this HTML tag to your website. You can use a number of WordPress plugins to do this, to add this to your header file. I use the post injections plugin. So if we quickly come back here to the back end of my website, you can see my head, footer, and post injections plugin is what I'm using. And then on using just the main page here, so it's through your settings, head and footer, what you can do is add your Pinterest tag and also add your domain verification here. So once Pinterest actually sees that, they'll be able to verify my domain. Maybe if I clear my cache, maybe they'll pick it up a little bit quicker. But what we want to do is make sure that we have our domain verified. And the reason being is because you can actually track the traffic going to your website, like I showed you with Beachfront Decor. You can see how well your actual website pins do within your analytics. So it allows you to see way more information from your actual website. And you can also see more data about how much traffic is being sent to your website as well. So you want to make sure that you first start by doing that, making sure your profile is completely set up as far as, brand name, making sure you really want your brand handle. I had to do the underscore in Brickpop because it was already taken. And then just making sure you have keywords in your description here. So you can see I use some different keywords: beach decor, coastal furniture. That's the very first part, is just making sure Pinterest knows what your page is about. You have your website verified. You can see this one, my website has been claimed. So I could actually see more information about how much traffic is being sent to my website directly from Pinterest, which you could see that information in Google Analytics as well. Next is going to be number 2, and to go along with making sure you have a really good description here and making sure you claim your website, what you want to do is make sure you're always following SEO best practices on Pinterest. Now, Pinterest is a big search engine, just the same way it's just a visual search engine. So people all the time will go to Pinterest, go to their home feed, go right up to the very top here in the search bar and search for whatever it is that they're looking for. So you can see they give me some different ideas here, but these are all different keywords that people can look for. So something like sea turtle decor, if this keyword's here, that means people are actually searching this. It means I should create a Pinterest board that targets that keyword, making sure that I have a description that targets that keyword as well. So coming back over to my profile here, Just come over here to saved, and really I can use almost any of these Pinterest boards here, but when you create your Pinterest board, let's use our beach wall clocks for example. Click here to edit. Make sure you have a description for every Pinterest board. Now I think I have a description for all my Pinterest boards. I'll go through. I have a lot of different Pinterest boards here, but you want to be targeting the keywords that basically use your keyword research list that you've already created for your business and use the same exact keywords that you're targeting within your blog posts. So in my case, when I went over, these are some of the different types of boards I'm going to create and some of the different Pinterest pins I'm going to do for brickpop.com. The keyword I'm going to be targeting, Montessori wooden toys, Montessori tummy time toys, maybe just the keyword tummy time toys, Montessori grammar symbols, Montessori brooms, checkerboards, placemats, music. All of these represent different keywords. They would represent different Pinterest boards where I can actually make sure I put all of my pins directly on Pinterest. Now, one of the good things about Pinterest is your boards can actually rank pretty high in the search results. So if we come over here, you can see they're the URL is very SEO friendly. We have our title up here, beach wall clocks, very SEO friendly. And then we make sure we have our main keyword here in the beginning. And then we also add other keywords here, coastal wall clocks, tide clocks, nautical themed clocks. You'll find it all on this Pinterest board. So trying to get as many nice Pinterest pins as possible. So 473 pins on this board. You'll find that as you stay more active with your Pinterest boards and pin from other sources. So one of the things you could do is come here to more ideas and do this for any of your boards, and it'll come up with some different ideas for pins that you can add directly to your Pinterest board. So if we come back over here again, the other thing I would highly recommend. So let's come back over here to my boards, come to saved, and we'll look at all of my boards, and I'll just go from A to Z. So SEO best practice, make sure you don't have a board like this where I haven't pinned on my aluminum patio furniture board in 4 years. 29 weeks for Adirondack chairs. Basically, you don't want to go over a year pinning on some of these different boards. Try to keep them updated. It's not only going to help with your overall traffic, but it's also going to help amplify all of your boards. Your board should all be geared towards different keywords that you're targeting. So if you just look at my beach boards here, I have beach area rugs, beach artwork, beach bathroom decor, bedroom ideas, beach chairs, chandeliers, Christmas cards, beach Christmas ornaments, beach Christmas stockings, Christmas trees, coasters, coffee tables. So there's a ton of different boards here, and I still can probably create hundreds of boards that I haven't even created yet that would help me drive more traffic for my Pinterest profile. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is increase our impressions and our outbound clicks. So if we're doing that, then what we want to do is make sure that we are targeting really popular keywords. And this is where you can actually use the Pinterest search engine here. So if I do beach, so obviously I don't do outfit, but beach pictures, beach house. If we search something like beach house, you can see beach house interior, decor, aesthetic. Not sure if this is something specific, living room, interior design, bedroom layout. These should all be Pinterest boards on my page, and they're not Pinterest boards on my page yet. So this right here is an opportunity for me, but I would highly recommend doing this and making sure that you're targeting all of your top keywords. So when it comes to Montessori, switching to brickpop.com, when I search Montessori, what you're going to see is bedroom, playroom activities, bed, toys, classroom, room ideas, infant room. Those all need to be boards on my profile, and what they're going to do is help me grow my actual profile. So that's going to be the main goal with that page as we continue to move forward. And the best way to grow your Pinterest page is by using SEO best practices as well, and that's by using Pinterest boards that target keywords, making sure that you're adding relevant pins into your Pinterest boards. For your Pinterest pins as well, let's come back over here to our last save to. We'll open up our beach wall clocks example again. But if we come in here and we just use this example right here, you could see I'm linking coastal wall clocks and beach wall clocks, beachfront decor, discover the top rated beach wall clocks and coastal wall clocks for your beach home. Very simple description, very simple title, but it's all SEO optimized. So we do that with enough pins. Hopefully we get a few different Pinterest pins that take off. What's going to happen with Pinterest is you're not going to see an immediate, okay, I put out 20 pins. I think I'm going to drive hundreds of clicks back to my website. I think I have 90-something thousand pins saved to my profile. So again, if we come over here to save, 94,126 pins, and I'm pinning about 40 times per day, which is a best practice from Pinterest and for the tool that I use. So basically, number 2 is just making sure that we're incorporating search engine optimization into everything we're doing on Pinterest. For every description we're writing, every board we're creating, we're targeting the most popular keywords and trying to not only rank that Pinterest board on Google, but also rank higher for our own page on Pinterest. Okay, number 3 is going to be to engage with others on Pinterest. So through your notifications, you can actually see who is saving your pins, and what you could do is see which of your pins are getting the most saves, which is going to help you understand, okay, this is what people are actually interested in. Now, what you can also do is if you look at your followers, you can see who is actually following you. Sometimes what you can do is come in here and follow people back. The other thing that you can do is just to show that what your actual page is about is just enter one of your main keywords here. So if I enter something like beach decor, and then look for other pinners that are going to be similar to you. And I don't mean big brands or anything like that. Now, these are results from my boards, but results from my pins. Let's come over here, come to our home feed. Beach decor. And what I'll do sometimes is when you go through here, just try to find other similar pinners to you. Now, Wayfair, Zazzle, these massive websites is not really what I'm talking about, but really a pinner like this. So pretty big following, good amount of monthly views. So follow pages like this and repin some of their stuff. So if we come in here, this is a nice beach bedroom. So just come over and we'll scroll down, find our beach bedroom decor page or beach bedroom decor Pinterest board, and we'll save this to our Pinterest board. So just continue doing that with different people on Pinterest. And then you can try to engage with people as well. And you can reach out to people and try to contact them. Through here, people will contact you. So responding to them, directing them to any questions that they have. Sometimes people may say, hey, I'm looking for this specific piece of this bedding, but I can't find it. Can you direct it to me on your website? So send them the link to your website, and it makes it much better when you are actually replying to people, other people on Pinterest, and reaching out and answering all of their concerns. Basically, giving a little bit of customer service on Pinterest, also helping you some additional sales. So just coming in here and pinning other people's Pinterest pins, engaging with people, going through your notifications, and just following other pinners that are relevant to you. I would highly recommend doing that and trying to find other similar Pinterest pages. So all of that will help you reach more people. And then the other thing is if somebody is actually reaching out to you, go to their Pinterest page and follow them as well, because they've already shown some level of interest in you. Now, what I used to do is through the notifications tab here, they have people that saved your Pinterest pin. So one of the things that's is they used to allow you to click on this, click through and see all the people that are pinning it. At this point, I haven't seen them actually give me the information for who's actually pinning it anymore. It just shows a couple of different names here. So if we look here, it says so a couple people saved this pin right here. If we look at it, we scroll down, it doesn't really show me who actually saved it. So they used to, when you would click on that, give you a list of names of everybody who saved it. I used to follow all those accounts. So I used to follow a ton of accounts, and now I have 2.2 thousand that I'm following. So for a while, I had more that I was following than followers, and then I started to see my followers pick up, and now pretty much get consistent followers every day. And if you consistently pin, consistently grow that follower base, and make sure that you're engaging with people who have questions, pinning other people's pins, following other people on Pinterest, and really just overall showing more than just, okay, I put out 100 different Pinterest pins today. I am done doing Pinterest. I'm not going to do anything else on the platform. If somebody has questions, I'm not answering. Doing all that is not going to help you amplify your Pinterest profile. So just making sure you're engaging with others. Okay, number 4 is going to be the most important one. And one of the best places to start here is by going to our analytics, looking at performance over time of my impressions. You can see I got a slight little drop going here, so we got to pick this back up. But if we scroll down, what you can actually see are your top pins. So if you go through and see what your top pins are, especially what I like to look for. Now, if we come to the top real quick, go to Business and Business Hub. One of the things that you're going to see are your Pinterest pins that are driving the most clicks, the most outbound clicks. So this one right here, wooden beach signs. And if we click on it, we can open up the actual Pinterest pin. So somebody else actually shared this Pinterest pin. But what you can see is this is linking out to my website. So when somebody clicks on this, they get sent to a page on my website for the best wooden beach signs. So when they visit that website, there's affiliate products on that website. 424 outbound clicks over the last 30 days is a huge number. I wish I had this for hundreds of Pinterest pins, and we'd be driving tons of traffic back to our website. So that's ultimately what your goal is to find designs that are going to work the best for you. And the best way to create Pinterest pins is by using Canva. I use Canva for pretty much everything. So if we come here to create a design and you search Pinterest, for example, it'll pull up the size of different Pinterest pins you can use. And if we click on the Pinterest pin, we go into our Canva, we can easily use one of the templates that's already been created. So right here, they already have a bunch of different Pinterest pin templates. You can search the templates. So if I do something like home decor, since I have a home decor blog, click here and all we have to do is update our images, update our text. So if I have, let's say, beach chandeliers. See if this fits. Okay, so we have our beach chandeliers, shop beach lighting. We can put our website down at the bottom here. And then what we want to do is just swap out some of these images. So just take some of these images, swap them out. These are grids. So one of the cool things about grids is we can upload our own images on Canva, click on our image, add it right here, and now we have some new images added. Basically, we've made this Pinterest pin our own. Add a little bit of color to it, make sure it fits our branding, and we're basically ready to go. We can add our logo to the bottom. We can add our URL to the bottom. But just continue adding some of these different images here, and now we are ready to publish this Pinterest pin. We can change these colors around a little bit and play around with some of these different settings. And then what you want to do is just come back over here to design, pick out a different template, and just continue creating as many Pinterest pins as possible. You could see some of these different Pinterest pins. You could take something, for example, like this one right here, replace the current page, obviously add it as a new page so you can keep creating more and more pins. But you can come here, it just has 2 images. So if you have 10, 20 different images, you could take this Pinterest pin right here and make it 20 or 30 different times. Just add different images in here. If you join my members section, I'll give you a better workflow for what I actually do for Pinterest. So I went over my exact step-by-step process, but using Canva and then also scheduling with Tailwind app. So this is $120 a year to use, and you can schedule as many Pinterest pins as you want. I started the free trial for BrickPop, but I've been using this tool for beachfront decor forever, and I would highly recommend it if you're trying to grow your overall Pinterest marketing strategy. You can see I'm running out of pins right here, so we got to create some new ones. So again, I go over how to use this in my members section if you are interested. Now, what we're going to do next is come back over to Pinterest, and to create really engaging pins, I would highly recommend using Canva. For people who are having trouble finding images, Canva actually has a lot of preloaded images. So if you go to Elements here and we just search Montessori toys and we go to photos. So I'm on the pro plan of Canva. So there's a ton of different pro images that I can use. And some of these are really good images. So if I take something like this, this isn't a grid here, but I could take something like this and just resize it. And this is a really nice image for Pinterest. Obviously, I changed some of the colors around a little bit, make it a little more colorful, change our text up at the top, and just keep switching around your Pinterest pins because you never really know what's going to perform the best for you. So something like this, and I just do best Montessori toys, exclamation point. Okay, and there we go. We have a Pinterest pin here. So obviously it works a little bit better if you have something like 21 best Montessori toys. Kids will absolutely love these, or best Montessori toys for infants or toddlers or whatever it may be. But creating a lot of really engaging Pinterest pins and making sure that you're keeping up with a consistent schedule. So that's going to kind of tie into our next strategy, which is to use a scheduling platform. But we'll just put this as part of this strategy right here. Just making sure you're creating a lot of engaging pins and then scheduling them using, there's different scheduling tools. I've just really used Tailwind for the most part. So if you want to try other tools, you could do that as well. When you are setting up Tailwind, you'll have an option down here to add or remove time slots. So when you click on this, what you could do is make sure that you're pinning, and I would recommend 40 pins per day. But what you can do is add more time slots and have as many pins as possible. I have 50 pins per day for this account. Haven't really noticed it hurting my overall Pinterest. But if I do see that it's not performing as well, then maybe cutting it down to 40 pins per day may be the best idea. You can use a smart schedule here, and then there's a smart loop schedule, another option on Tailwind that you can use, but another premium feature. So just a few different things to grow your Pinterest page. Coming over here, creating a lot of boards, a lot of topic focus boards based on whatever it is that you are pinning, and then making sure you're creating a lot of pins within those Pinterest boards. I have over 5,700 pins in my coastal bedding. I've focused heavily on bedding because that's helped me drive a lot of clicks back to a lot of the bedding pages on my website. You can pin specific product pages on your website. You can create custom pins, like you can see some of the custom pins I've created here. And all of these different pins here, the more and more you create, the better they're going to perform. So you're going to see this one right here. I pinned this one, has 1.2 thousand impressions, 3 saves, and 9 outbound clicks. This one right here has 172 impressions, only 2 outbound clicks. So some of these have no outbound clicks, but you'll see on average, these tend to perform a little bit better than a main picture, but it's not always the case. But in terms of actually clicking and getting people to go to my website, these are the best types of Pinterest pins. So create a lot of them, repin them, put them on different boards, and hopefully other people share them. Sometimes somebody shares them from a big profile, and it leads to a ton of traffic to your website. But you just got to keep creating at the most engaging pins possible. Use Canva. You will get better and better at creating Pinterest pins. And if you need more images, you can also take images from Amazon if you are an associate. So since I am an Amazon associate, I will use some of the images from the product pages, drive people to my website. So coming over to this one here, 21 best Montessori toys for a 1-year-old. You could see all of these different images I have here. So on my Pinterest page, what I did is I put together a bunch of different designs for the best Montessori toys for 1-year-olds. I've done it for a couple different blog posts here. Need to improve this profile image. So maybe making a pink background and just turning this into white, and maybe another color will look a little bit better. We'll do white and yellow or something like that. Oh, we got 4 more impressions. Let's come back over here, come down to, so here are some of the different pins I've been doing. So Montessori Tummy Time toys are one of the recent templates that I've created and published. And those pins will generally do a little bit better than just your standard product pin, but you never really know. I mean, I would recommend just pinning everything, just making sure you are using really nice images, large images, and making sure when you are creating designs, use large images as well. So use a scheduling tool, create really engaging Pinterest pins, and use canva.com to create really nice Pinterest pins. Okay, our last strategy here is basically just to promote your Pinterest page to basically any audience you have. If you have an email list, make sure you promote out, hey, follow us on Pinterest, especially if you have a brand where Pinterest is a heavy focus for you. For Surfside PPC, Pinterest is not a big focus for me, but for beachfront decor, farmhouse goals, both home decor websites, and BrickPop, which is toys and basically all sorts of things for kids, is going to be much better on Pinterest. So making sure that any audience you have, whether it's your website, whether it's your email list, whether it's other social media accounts you have, just send out a message and just say, hey, follow us on Pinterest. You can find all of our Pinterest pins here and maybe put a few of the different designs that you use. One thing I've seen that has worked pretty well for some different pinners is actually putting a Pinterest pin within your WordPress blog article. So just taking 1 or 2 Pinterest pins and maybe towards the bottom of the blog article, we come down here, just putting a little section with Pinterest pins and putting them here and say, hey, repin our Pinterest pins, or find our page on Pinterest and see our Montessori toys for 1-year-old page on Pinterest, maybe embedding some of those pins directly in your blog post. Now, HubSpot has a really good blog article here of the 8 best Pinterest WordPress plugins, updated pretty recently. So if we scroll down, they have a lot of different WordPress plugins here. Some are premium, some are free, some are freemium. So just making sure you're incorporating Pinterest sharing buttons to your website. And then also when people hover over certain images on your website, if we come over here, there are different things that will allow you to easily just save those Pinterest pins directly to a board. And you could do this as well. So it makes it a lot easier to make sure that you are getting more Pinterest pins. Now, not a lot of people are going to go to your website and be like, all right, I got to share all this on Pinterest. But any place that you can get a little bit more of a people to share things or anything like that is always helpful to amplify your content, just get more people following you. You could also just say, hey, follow us on Pinterest if you use it on your website. Put it at the very top. Make sure you have your Pinterest logo up here. Obviously, I need to incorporate Pinterest much better on brickpop.com, but I did just create my profile yesterday, so still working on amplifying every single detail. But to do a quick recap, making sure you're using a Pinterest scheduling tool, I would highly recommend doing that. Making sure that you are using Canva. Now, you could actually find this blog article on my website, Pinterest Marketing. So if you go to surfsideppc.com/Pinterest Marketing, I will link it in the video description. You can read this as well. I have some additional images and screenshots here that'll be helpful. But using Canva and just making sure you're creating really nice, engaging pins. If you upgrade to Canva Pro, you get access to a lot of different images. These are basically just free stock images that you can use. But there's some really nice images, and you can resize them and use whichever portion you want of the image, create grids, create image-focused designs, just create every type of design you can possibly think of. Don't stick to one template, create a bunch of different templates, and put out as many Pinterest pins as possible. It'll only help in the long run. So that's pretty much what we're going for when we are working on our Pinterest marketing strategy, is creating SEO-focused boards. So you can see I've started to do that here. Tummy Time toys, Montessori toys, cheese wedge toys, Montessori brooms, Montessori placemats. Any blog posts on my website, making sure I have a Pinterest board for that blog post uploading the images from that blog post directly to Pinterest. And you can save these right here. Just go to save it to Montessori Toys, and now this has been added to my Pinterest page. So it's that quick to create Pinterest pins if you already have existing images on your website, and then when somebody clicks that image, they find this blog post, and hopefully they click through on our Amazon link, purchase from us, and we get a commission. It's ultimately the goal is to increase the number of clicks that we drive back to our website. You'll see Beachfront Decor. I've been able to optimize this Pinterest page pretty well, but there's definitely room for improvement here. If we come over to our business section, so 1 million impressions, 5.63 outbound clicks. It was over 2 million impressions at one point. So that's what happens when you stop pinning. So be consistent, create really great pins, create SEO focused boards, make sure you are writing board descriptions, setting your board profile picture here, and making sure that everything is completely filled out, and you stay consistent with actually publishing different pins directly to your Pinterest boards so that you don't have things like me where there's certain Pinterest boards I haven't pinned to in years. So obviously I need to improve my overall strategy again, but this is basically the step-by-step process I would recommend using. Create engaging pins using Canva, upload at least 15 pins per day, but no more than 40 per day, because you're probably going to end up running into some issues with Pinterest spam. Pinterest doesn't want millions and millions of pins on their platform, so the more pins you put out, the more likely they're going to say, okay, they're putting out not that many high quality pins, so you're better off being right around that 40 area. So I'm actually going to switch my Tailwind schedule and just do 40 per day right after I end this video, because I think it'll actually help my overall results. And then creating those custom pins and keeping a really organized folder of all of your photos is a really good idea as well. So for Beachfront Decor, you can see I have all of these different categories on my website, and if we go into any of them, like Christmas, for example, we go into beach ornaments, so I only got one in there. Here we go, Christmas cards. We got a ton of different images, so I can use these not only for Canva designs, but also upload them directly to Pinterest, link out to my product category page, hope somebody clicks it and goes to my website and purchases Christmas cards for me. So this is the step-by-step process I would recommend using for Pinterest marketing. You should be able to grow your profile as long as you stay consistent with your pinning, as long as you are creating different boards. And I would also recommend just making sure you're following other pinners, engaging with their pins as well, even if you leave comments or anything like that and just say, hey, love your Pinterest boards, love your profile. I just followed you and you have a really great profile. If somebody reaches out to you, follow them back and answer any questions they have. Just be engaging, build your audience, and make sure you nurture that audience, and then just consistently create those Pinterest pins on your SEO focused board. So